Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more BattleTech. Alright, well, as we are going to go ahead and take up another contract, we have to go ahead and let a little bit of recovery take place. Cheese Goblin and Tank are both out of action and we are just a couple of days behind. So given that that's our current crew, we're going to have to go ahead and get things up and running. Now, it did look like that the mech bay is now finished with everything that we have, so we've now got a new Commando 2D? Oh right, and our Spider is up and running again. Yeah, so again, not very powerful, but again, it does have some good maneuverability. I am thinking that potentially we might sell this off. It's not exactly my favorite one out of everything, but yeah, we might end up doing so at a later date, especially if we pick up a different mech at some point. But either way, we'll go ahead and we'll leave that for now. At least we have it if we need it. We need to wait at least a week or two more. Alright, so looks like our next report is through. Let's go ahead and budget normally. That's fine. 300,000 is acceptable. That should be nice. And yes, 7 more days should be good enough. And then there we have it. That is everybody. So let's head to the command center, see the contract that Darius has for us. I think we're going for an eye for an eye, and if everything works out very nice, we might even go ahead and try out this contested will. It's a little bit more difficult, but our pilots are a bit more experienced, so I'm thinking there's some potential for us to get something good there. But either way, first things first, let's go ahead and assassinate here. So we will work on that. Let's see, money. Well, I do want some more salvage, and unfortunately, yeah, look, I actually think we're going to stick with the fairly standard amount of money in salvage. We don't really want to be focusing too much on salvage, as it's still a lower level of difficulty, but at the same time too, I think we'll just stay with the standard contract there. Alright, so our enforcer with the UAC-10, who shall we put in charge? Well, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and drop Tank there. He's always pretty good with that. That extra recoil penalty is nice, and I think he also might have that extra maximum heat threshold as well, so that'll be rather nice. We can keep Fimble on the Javelin, or do we want to bring... you know what? Let's bring Cheese Goblin back out, and yeah, they can have the Phoenix Hawk. That works rather well, and that extra stability there could be nice. I think that seems like a decent plan. So, let's go ahead and deploy.
MechWarriors, prepare for combat.
And if everything goes well, I think we're in a very nice position. Also too, if we can collect enough to swap out that old Spider, I do believe we have a slightly more advanced small laser on that, which we could even potentially retrofit into our Phoenix Hawk, depending on the bonuses available. Alrighty, let's have a look at our objective for today. So we must go ahead and locate the target and destroy it. Oh, and then of course get out that. So that is good. We've lost 3 hidden supply bases on this ball of rock, Commander, and 3 losses were thanks to one man, a Davian MechWarrior tasked with tracking down our activities in this region. We're tired of letting him pick the time and place of battle, so we'd like you to give him a little surprise visit while he is on patrol. He'll be lightly defended, but given his paranoia, he'll probably have backup waiting nearby, so watch for an ambush. Alright, if this MechWarrior is single-handedly making a dent in pirate activity in Brockway, he's going to be a tough enemy.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, this is where our employer said to look for the target. From here you should be able to get eyes on him, Commander. Once he's down, head to the evac point for your pickup. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, alright, so it looks like there's some nice high territory up over here. I think that's where we'll go. Let's move...
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, let's move our heaviest mechs first. I think we're going to make more progress around the front than trying to go up this bit there. If we just double check. Yeah, that's probably a much more limited range of movement. Let's go move on up.
Copy that.
Okay, and we have
I've got
contact.
an unknown on sensors.
Alright, so a 25 and another 25 tonner. Okay, that should be fine. We should be able to handle that fairly well, I would hope. Alright, let's bring the javelin.
Yes,
Oh,
Commander.
actually, no. Let's get the tank. Let's get tank up here next. Let's move. Yeah, let's move
Moving
him
out.
up as far as we can. Javelin, let's go. Oh, you know what? Maybe what we do here is we just stay behind the crest. And then we can quickly zip up there on the next one. Yeah, I think that's the best plan. Let's go ahead and move.
Location confirmed.
Oh, we have more contacts. Okay, what else have we got? An unknown mech and another unknown. Okay. Cheese Goblin. What have we got here? Go for maximum evasion. Could go for a jump. That's not going to really work. Let's go for a run. Yeah, let's move up. The evasion should make us pretty hard to hit at the very least. Alright, what do we have?
Keep your eyes peeled, Commander. This looks like an ideal place for an ambush.
Yeah, an ambush I would agree with. Alright, so it looks like all four of them are going to be having a turn. Let's just let them come to us. Again, we have ridiculous amounts of evasion with some of our mechs. And that should hopefully give us a good idea as to what we can handle. Alright, oh. Okay, there we go. The game did decide to keep on going. A little bit staggered there. Second commando. Okay. It's not the end of the world, only a little bit of damage. Another javelin, 10F. That should mean... Let's see, I think that's about the same as we've got. So that should be like an LRM 15 and a medium laser or so. Oh, and they're really focusing down Cheese Goblin there. That is not ideal. But we should be able to handle things. Okay, so they've got a commando, large laser, SRM2, medium laser, SRMs. Yeah, okay. And then, oh no, the Javelin 10F, that's the all laser variant. Okay. I guess they just fired a shot just so they stay fairly neutral.
Yep.
Alright, well then, let's see. What can we do? Let's see, that large laser, that's probably going to be annoying. All of these are fairly much the same. Alright, let's go ahead and move on up.
Position confirmed.
Might as well take a good shot here. Let's see. I think the SRMs are probably going to be more annoying than the laser. Yeah, because they're normally pretty decent damage. So that'll be like, what? I think it's like 8 damage per missile, something along those lines. So yeah, that could be a fair chunk of damage if they do much. Let's go ahead and just fire. We'll fire everything. A little bit of heat's not going to hurt us. We're just trying to do what we can right now.
For an alpha strike.
Oh, and only a couple of missiles struck. Okay, well, it's not as good as it could be. Let's see, where can we... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's move up with our enforcer. How are our shots? 65, 70... Actually, you know what? We could potentially take out that commando very quickly. Alright, let's hang off for a second.
Yes, Commander.
Let's bring the Phoenix Hawk up and... Oh, actually, if we were to move it there... Hang on a second. Oh, we're not going to have eyes on that target. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's see. If we were to jump... We could technically hit... This will definitely make us toasty. We could put a couple of shots maybe on... Oh, hang on a second. What else have we got? Another 35 tonner. Okay, so what, something like a Panther or something like that? I think that could make a bit of sense. Alright, well, we're going to get shot at no matter where we go. I think we'll move... Let's see. Here might have to be good enough. Yeah, maybe we just scatter out some of these shots so we can mitigate what... Yeah.
Have no doubt.
Mitigate
it will
some
be
of their
done.
evasion. Let's go ahead and we'll go multi-target. We'll go with these two down here. Let's focus. We'll just put one of them on B. The rest will go for... Actually, you know what? No. Two of them can go against B and one of them will go against A. We'll fire the ultra auto cannon at that one.
Multiple targets confirmed.
Yeah, we're just trying to slow it down just that little bit. Make it a bit of a better target. Alright. Let's see what we can do.
Waiting for orders.
Let's move our enforcer forwards. There we are, 75 and 80s. Those are fairly decent. Yep, let's march on
Roger
up.
that.
And you know what? As much as I'd love to focus multiple things, I think we just go full Alpha Strike. Remove this guy from the field if at all possible. We've got good numbers, so let's see if we can remove one of their mechs.
Affirmative.
Alright, well, that didn't show particularly well.
Tango down.
But we did get it. That's all that matters. Okay. And... Oh, we even got some resolve. That's
Hey.
nice. Let's move the javelin, I think. Ooh, where shall we set you up? Good question. I think we'll go... Oh, move into cover potentially? Hang on a second, that could be a good idea. Got some good shots there on the commando, could do some decent damage. We shouldn't suffer too much. We are the lightest mech here. Yeah, let's go ahead and march on up. And then that way
Position confirmed.
we have cover if we get shot at by like a PPC or a large laser or something, because I'm sure if it's that far back it's probably going to have those sorts of weapons. Alright, let's see about this commando. What are we doing? We're focusing on its well-armored side. But that is at least a medium laser. Never know, we could still hit and take out that large laser. But either way, let's just fire. Alright, structure is exposed. Depends if it moves first. We might even get to set another round of shots. Oh, and yep, okay, there we have it. I'm guessing that is a Panther at the back. Alright.
Standing by.
Let's see, what else can we do? 70s and 30s, you know what, we may even take out a leg. Yeah, it's not going to hurt, or at least not us anyway. Yeah, let's stand still and enjoy the cover.
Here it comes.
Alright, left leg taken down. Excellent. Sorry, not a second injury. That's good. Alright, another 35 tonner. Oh, Jenna? Okay. Careful now, we've got to check where our armor's going. We might need to move that Phoenix Hawk into cover. Yeah, that's definitely something we need to be concerned about. Unfortunately, can't do too much about it. And I believe... Oh, they're in a mineral field too, so that'll give them a defensive buff that I'm not too fond of. Yeah, I think that is the case. Alright.
Orders.
So let's see, what have we got here? Hang on a second. We have Commando there. The Phoenix Hawk, how are we doing? Wow, we're actually getting pretty beat up on our left-hand side. Alright, we need to move. I don't want us to get hit. There is someone else around, I'm guessing maybe long-distance shots. Yeah, let's make sure that we take some cover. Let's go... Oh, actually, no. We might be able to shoot it in the back. That could be nice. Let's go for a quick jump jet. So let's see. That'll show our left side is what we're trying to avoid. Could potentially take that mech out super quick, though. You know what? I think that's fair. Yeah, we're protected for now. If we can just get rid of this thing nice and quickly, we'll shoot it in the back. We only need 60 points of damage. We've got some great stuff here. Yep, let's see if we can hunt this white mech to non-existence. Alright, well, you know what?
Solid connection on that one.
Torso destruction. That was the right side, so there goes its large laser. Oh, and of course, I completely forgot about the commander that was lying on the ground. That is... Ah, well, it is what it is. Alright.
Reporting minimal damage.
Alright, so what does that leave us with?
Yeah.
Could possibly come on in. We could melee here. We could target its left-hand side. Actually, hang on a second. Oh no, it makes no difference. If we attack from the right, we'll just go straight through to the center torso. We've got pretty good melee. That is tempting. Our enforcer can't quite get close enough for fisticuffs. That said though, if we move over here... Yeah, maybe we can prepare a little bit better. Yeah, I suppose that's not the worst.
Standing by.
But let's see, what else would we do? We could go ahead and take some shots over there. LRM's over here. It's actually, you know what? Maybe this would work out a little bit better. 85s, 75. That would be pretty substantial. Take out a mech, put us in good position. We'll have cover. Yeah, look, you know what? I think we might actually go ahead and move on up. I don't like that this javelin is here, but we're not going to be able to target it right now. Yeah, let's get the cover bonuses for now.
On my way.
Yeah, and if he wants to try and take our rear flank, we should be able to pin him out in the open, and yeah, that will make life much, much better. Let's see, do we just focus fire? I think we may. Although that Jenna does concern me, it's still a little bit more toasty. Let's focus down. Oh man, you know what? Large lasers out. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of this one if we can.
Roger that.
Alright, well, another pilot injury.
That taste.
Alright, well, it just is what it is. Alright, tank,
Standing by.
let's bring you... Actually, you know what? What have we got? 70% on that large laser. We do travel faster along roads, so there's some benefit to moving this direction. Could take care of that. I'm very much unsure as to which way we want to do things, but I think what we'll do is we'll move up forwards regardless, and then
Position.
it's only got a large laser left. It's only 10 points of damage. That should be an easy kill. This thing does a little bit more. Maybe we take this one out? I don't know. It's I don't see this I don't see that it's going to be able to do too much. Actually, you know what? This thing's not in cover. Let's go ahead and not waste all of our extra weaponry. We'll go ahead and focus in on this. We'll go ahead and drop that UAC-10. Yeah, we'll go for a couple of heavy hits early on and see if we can shrink their damage output first.
On it.
Alright, and it does look like...
Let's go.
Yeah, we did not get the damage that we were looking for. We could have definitely taken it out, but easier said than done. Looks like we managed to dodge that PPC hit for our Phoenix Hawk.
Good to go.
Thimble, let's go ahead and... Actually, you know what? Maybe we could go for a multi-target here. This commando's only got one shot of health. This thing here can take LRMs. Yeah, you know what? That'll be what we do. Let's focus in on him. The rest over there. Oh, wait a second. Hang on a second. I thought we had enough vision from there. I guess I was wrong. Hang on a second. 80s, 70s. There we go. 85s. Yep. Let's just take a step back and around. That should be good enough. Yes, it does take us out of cover, but it's not like we've been shot right now, so that should be fine. Oh, multi-target again, please and thank you. I think the LRM-15 should be sufficient. Where is this thing? Oh, actually, hang on a second. 15 health. 10 health. Huh. Okay, very much of a muchness. So B has 15. So A is going to take the LRMs because that's got less health, and then the others, we'll see if we can take out the other.
Engaging multiple targets.
Alright, so there goes the center torso. That's what we wanted. Let's go ahead and... Huzzah. Alright, 2 for 1.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright, that's good. That's going to ease up a little bit of the burden. Less melee, stuff like that. Ooh, a fire starter. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that you could bring to a fight now, couldn't you? Ooh. Lots of shots there against that javelin, stripping some armor, but so
Under heavy
far
fire.
we're alright. Let's see what this other javelin does. Goes for melee. Okay. I think at that point,
Light damage. Holding firm.
we might be able
Ready
to...
for orders.
I think we might... Yeah, we might be able to get some good shots up here. That fire starter is going to be an absolute pain if we don't take that down fairly quickly, I think.
Orders.
The Enforcer, however, we could take out that javelin at point blank range fairly quickly if we desired, and I think that we do. Let's move back a fraction, and then I think we might drop the UAC 10 into its into it and see if we can destroy it.
Out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our best shot. Let's see, 65 resolve. Let's drop off the large laser and a medium laser. We'll fire the other two. Again, if something hits it in its back, there's a good chance that we could almost destroy it with one of the 10s and one of the medium lasers.
Firing at enemies.
Oh, there we go.
Reporting critical
There
hit.
goes torso. That is delightful. Alright, so what does that leave it with? This thing has 40 points of health remaining in its back. Okay, 2 of its medium lasers are gone. Okay, it's going to probably
Good to go.
stick with some melee for now.
Reporting.
But I think what we'll do here... Alright, we still have this guy back there. Alright, let's go... I'm very tempted to focus in on this fire starter. Just because I do not like all of those close quarters weapons. Like those flamers, those machine guns, they're not going to generate much heat. Those 2 medium lasers are not going to do too much either. I think I would rather deal with it swiftly if at all possible. Yeah, look, if we were to go ahead and jump, we're going to definitely show our back to these guys. Actually, hang on a second. Hang on a second. If we jump here... Yeah, I'm not actually sure that Panther would be able to get to our rear arc, but we might be able to take that fire starter out before it begins, and it'll put pressure on that Jenner. You know what? Yeah, I don't like showing our left side, not with the amount of damage we've got. Okay, you know what? No, we're going to be careful with that. We're not going to do that just yet. Let's go... Maybe we focus our firepower in the front. Yeah, it's got a little bit more armor, but it is what it
Yes,
is.
Commander.
Let's maybe, let's see. What can we do first? Maybe we can go ahead and set up and take some shots over here. Yeah, I think that might be the best plan. And then maybe we could even bring Cheese Goblin down to finish off this one instead.
Aye,
Yeah, I think that's how we're going to do it. So let's move on forwards.
aye. Got it.
We'll drop down a little bit. We're still fairly good on armor, so I'm not super concerned about a single PPC shot. We'll focus in on this fire starter. There's a good chance that we can take out some of the weapons. That would be ideal. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Alright, structure is exposed. That's nice. How badly? Not badly enough.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, let's go ahead and get a little bit of range on things. Let's move all the way back down again. I think we focus everything on this javelin. Yeah, we'll be showing our left side, but it's mainly our... I think there's going to be more juicy targets than us to hit. Yeah, I think this is going to be fine, but this should also let us cool down a little bit with not using our jump jets. Yeah, building up, but nothing too crazy. All of these are 90%. We're more or less, yeah, we're in a good spot here.
The target is confirmed.
Not quite good enough, though. Ah,
That
well.
hit something good.
Alright, what do we got? Jenna. Taking shots on Fimble. Okay, a little bit of structural damage.
Internal structure damage.
That's not good, but it could be worse. What was it? It was a leg. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
How's this javelin doing? It's got a leg. The back's fairly weak. Needs 70 points of damage, which is far more than what we are able. Alright, I think then if that's the point, let's go ahead and back up a little bit. Medium lasers, LRM-15s. Is there anywhere else we could move that's a bit better suited? We could take this here, 85s and 40. Whoops.
Commander?
Then let's see, we could technically take some shots back there, but again, that's not really beneficial. Alright, you know what? 75s and 30s. And again, it just is not particularly great. I think maybe what we do is we... I think maybe we travel back here. Yeah, 75s and 30s again, that's just not any better. But we definitely want to make sure that our right leg is protected, and I guess that will happen if we move around this way. It's not a particularly pretty move, but
On my way.
it should at least do something. It might even stop them from doing too much more damage. Yeah, again, I don't know how many wounds that this guy can take, but it should help us out a bit.
Got it.
No? Alright, well, I was hoping I was going to take out a leg there, but I guess not. Alright, they're focusing on some of our bigger mechs. That is ideal. We've almost got rid of the supporting forces. Sensors impaired. I guess that's...
Damage is light.
It's not too surprising considering Javelin's moving back into interesting territory. That does also make it harder for him to shoot, but yeah, with our evasion there, that would have been a very low percentage chance. Alright,
What's up, boss?
alright then, let's see what we can do here. I think... let's see, if we were to move forwards... we're not going to have much in the way of targeting ability. Yeah, we've got some refire penalties. Alright, let's go... Oh, we can't even melee. That's certainly not what I would prefer, but maybe we could move on up. We could fire a shot or two and then see about taking down a bit of that fire starter. Either that or, what have we got here? Oh, maybe we go for the javelin. Actually, you know what? That's what we're going to do. Yeah, let's march on forwards.
Acknowledged.
We'll try and cool down. We'll drop off that UAC 10. Let's see, what have we got? We need 33 damage. Large laser works, medium laser, that's 2 shots. If one of them hits that leg, that could be pretty severe. You know what, I think this is going to have to be good enough. Although our resolve is high enough where we could try and just guarantee that we take this thing out. And I think the answer is, you know what, we'll follow up with Cheese Goblin if we don't. Oh, but we rolled the dice well. Very nice. Okay.
Target neutralized.
Yeah, the fact that we had already taken out the side torso there made that a much, much better.
Commander.
Alright, let's get our Vindicator into position. Let's take some good shots here. I think we'll focus in on the fire starter. I know it's a lower percentage chance, but I think we've got a better... we're going to do better damage overall. I'd rather mitigate what's incoming. We'll drop the... Actually, how much damage is this? It's slightly better than the laser, so I guess we'll drop the laser. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. We could... Ooh, actually, you know what? I forgot. We've got a precision strike waiting. Phoenix Hawk. I don't know if we're going to get the same kind of damage, but I think... Yeah, alright, you know what? We're going to go for a precision strike. We're going to go for the fire starter. We'll aim for the center torso. You never know. We might be able to soften this thing up fairly nicely. There's still a great chance that we're going to hit that arm anyway, so...
Acknowledged.
Badass.
Alright, so what have we got? Fire starter. Yep, took out an arm. Took out a bit of that side torso.
Awaiting orders.
Not quite enough. Let's move forwards here. Let's see. That Jenna is going to be toasty, so it's not going to be firing too much. I think we just focus everything... Oh, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll move forwards. We'll go multi-target. All of our lasers on the fire starter, all of our support weapons on the Jenna. A perfect combination, I dare say. And then we can go in for a melee on the next turn, cool back down. Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Confirmed.
Alright, well, machine gun crit. Torso destroyed partially. Yep. Alright, that'll do. That'll do. Alright. And it looks like retreating is definitely in order. Good call on our side.
Standing by.
Alright, let's see what we can do with the javelin. Let's move up and... You know what? 65% isn't bad. We're not going to get the kill though. You know what? Let's hold out.
Waiting.
If they move forwards, we could potentially take a shot down there, and then maybe even use our lasers as well, because we're running out of ammunition fairly swiftly. So let's march on up. We've got LRMs on the Panther. No, we actually don't have much of a choice at all. That fire starter still has not had a turn.
Receiving you.
Okay, hang on a second.
Orders.
Let's bring the... We want to bring the Enforcer forwards. What are we dealing with? We'd have 3 Flamers attacking us. Oh, I'd love to take a shot on that Panther with that UAC-10. That would be delightful.
Reporting.
Let's see. If we went forwards with the Phoenix Hawk, we could go for a melee. That'd be 95 damage. That technically could be enough to take out the center torso. Maybe a leg, but again, that thing's going to get straight up. If we move over here, we can... we're probably going to be close to overheating, but I think... Hang on a second. Is this our left or right side? Left torso. Alright. You know what? We're going to move up. We're going to show our right side to most of the other mechs.
Certainly.
And I'm pretty sure we can take this full out. I'm fairly confident with that. Okay, this is a little too much for our heat. Let's drop off a medium laser. Oh, and that's all that we need. So that's 50, 95, sorry, 50, 90. Oh, okay. I guess we would have done 5 more damage if we had done melee, and we would have cooled down substantially. Alright, well, I did not know this. Oh well, let's go ahead and precision strike. It's going to be fine. Yeah, let's just take this thing out. Let's go for the center torso. It's... Wait a second. The leg is more statistically probable? I don't know. Has he got... I don't know if he's going to have the wounds to survive. He's already got 1 from the torso going. He's got to have MG ammo somewhere. Now it's on the right torso. Well, that's very impossible, actually. 2% there, 9% here. 48 on the leg. Alright, you know what? It just is what it is. Let's go ahead and go for the center torso. If we can get the kill, we can get the kill. Although, of course, I just counted out the math, and so we cannot. Alright. Alright, go for the leg.
He's going down.
Alright, well, at least the flamer got crit. I think we
Got a
might get
critical hit.
a little bit toasty here, unfortunately. But there's not much we can do about that. And it does look like we're now in position to take some fire support damage from our primary target. Alright, so he's already had his turn, I think.
Receiving you.
Let's get the Javelin up and running. We'll follow up with the LRM-15. We have got to take that thing out before it causes us too much more trouble. Again, let's just double check. Right leg, so we'll show left side predominantly if possible. And then let's see if we can finish this thing off before it cooks one of our mechs.
I cut.
Alright, well there goes a leg. At least this opens up 3 precision strikes for the rest of us. And then...
Yeah. Receiving you.
Ah, man. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to take some shots here. We only need one of them to hit the center torso and we're all good. We don't have multi-targeting. I'd love to take a UAC shot to the Panther there.
Waiting for orders.
Actually, you know what? That's probably going to do more than... Yeah, you know what? We're just going to move you up a little bit here.
Confirmed.
Yeah, alright, and we'll see what we can do. Heat, still fairly minimal. Let's go ahead and take the shot. Center torso.
Roger.
That's it. Let's do this.
Excellent. I was not willing to take any chances there. I was not willing to take that at all. Alright, and now what else have we got?
Waiting for orders.
Enforcer. Point blank, I think. Yes.
Position confirmed.
Alright, precision strike would be fun, but we're not going to do that. Let's drop the large laser, let's drop this. If we go UAC 10, we technically cool down. And, yeah. Melee will be our next turn, I suppose. Let's see what damage we can do. There's a good chance we could take out a leg. There's a good chance we could take out a torso. Definitely an arm potential. Although, it does have cover. I think we'll be fine. Alright, well, it's certainly weakened. Alright, not feeling too good after that first shot it seems. Missed its PPC, that is excellent.
Good to go.
Fimble, let's roll on up, and I think we go everything against the Panther. I think that's the best case scenario. And then let's see what we can do there. Only 4 points of health remaining. Let's fire. Alright, and there goes its leg.
Critical hit, Commander.
Alright, and now it's easy pickings for melee. Excellent. Excellent work. Alright. Ooh, stray shots. That's not particularly
Light damage,
nice.
Commander.
Alright, we definitely need to cool down. Let's see. Where can we move for a good position here? Looks like... Actually, you know what? I kind of want to get back to high ground if at all possible. Let's maybe mosey on up. We'll take a shot on the Panther, see if we can kill that off. And then, I don't know, maybe we melee the Jenner instead, potentially. Yeah, but right now, I'd rather take care of this. So what have we got? Take out a leg, 30%. We'll go for the center torso. We do have a little bit of salvage in this run, but I'm not sure how much we'll really get. We only need 100 damage there. You know what? Maybe we go... let's just kill the thing.
Engage.
Realistically, if we're going to take salvage, it's probably from that primary target. That is the mech that we're after. Yeah. I don't know exactly what we're chasing.
Minimal damage on that hit.
But we'll see how that goes. Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Tank.
Yes,
Cheese
Commander.
Goblin. Alright, Cheese Goblin, you definitely need to cool on down. I think we'll bring you 95s, 90s.
Good to go.
90s and 95s. Okay. I think we take the...
Awaiting orders.
I think we go with the Enforcer first over here. Yeah, let's go for the melee against the Panther.
Location confirmed.
Alright, well there goes the torso. Pilot injury.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Alright, and Cheese
Reporting.
Goblin's still kicking. This guy's down to 3, this guy's 4. That said, though, they've got no heat whatsoever available. I think we go for the melee against the Jenna here. And, yeah, I guess we'll deal with melee. I don't like how minimal... yeah, I don't like how much armor we've got. But I don't see us having much of a better choice, unless by some miracle we got through and took this thing out quickly. Which is possible. You know what? Stuff it. We're going for the Jenna. The other one's got lower initiative. We should be able to get at least a precision strike. We might do some good amount of damage. We did cool off, which is the main thing. It's running and it's targeting Fimble, and cover is helping us out.
Went internal.
Okay, definitely took some damage there, but that's okay. Legs still working, arms still working.
Ready.
Let's go. Actually, you know what? Do we just move on? Oh, 75, 30s, 65s and 75s. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to march over there.
Roger that.
Let's drop off the... Got 2 shots of the LRM-15. I think that'll be sufficient. Let's go for the center torso. Let's be done with this thing.
Got it.
Assuming we can hit our stationary target, which apparently we cannot. Okay. Well, it doesn't have a right arm, so it doesn't have a PPC. The SRM was a little bit rude.
Damage minimal.
But luckily, as you
I'm
said,
under heavy fire.
minimal.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's bring... Yeah, look, I think we go for the high ground again. Let's try marching our way back towards the top of the hill again. Let's focus our fire on... I don't know, whichever one's the easiest
Location
target.
confirmed.
85s... Yeah, that Panther is definitely the choice.
Locked on target.
Alright,
Gotcha.
much, much better. And then... Ooh, Enforcer's getting shot at. But as soon as we take out this guy, he's going to have no ability to focus whatsoever. So let's go ahead and we'll work our way back here. We'll go for a melee attack. I don't really care which side we do this from.
On my way.
Scratch another target.
And that'll do it. That'll do it.
Target eliminated.
Okay, so now what we need to do is to get our people into position. Looks like their mech is marching our way. Let's go ahead and reserve for a second.
Waiting for the right move.
It's making some choices.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so where do we march off? I think maybe... Oh, could work our way to the top of the hill. That's not a bad plan. Could potentially outflank there and then fire support from over the ridgeline. Yep, you know what? I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's march on up. No, we won't be able to get targeting, but that's a 40-ton mech? Oh.
Waiting for orders.
Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted something greater than that. Okay, well,
Commander.
let's see.
Yes, Commander.
What can we do here with the Phoenix Hawk? Not much. You know what? We can jump jet and get eyes on, which I think... that might actually be the best plan for us. Yeah, you know, we're still going to cool down. It's not going to make a huge matter of difference. Although, hang on a second. Yeah, not huge on the amount of damage we've already taken. Let's go.
Receiving you.
Yes, Commander.
Let's bring... Here we go. Let's bring our Enforcer forwards first. And then
Ready.
Fimble. Let's go for a regular move. And then I think we go for a sensor lock, which he's just outside of. Okay, well then never mind then. Let's go with Brace. Yeah, we'll still move before him anyway. That just leaves Cheese Goblin. Let's go with a... You know, we could go for Vigilance. Guarded and Entrenched. We get to move before him next turn. Yeah, follow up with a Precision Strike. Get everybody else in on the action. I don't think it's the worst plan. Alright, what do we see here? An assassin. Ah, that explains the very minimal amount of work it was doing earlier. Alright, so vigilance. Initiative is increased by 1. Yes. And then we will brace. Cool down just a fraction.
Good to go.
Alright, and now
Awaiting orders.
could run on over. We could take some shots there with our lasers.
Standing by.
We could go with...
Reporting.
hang on a second. If we used our jump jets... just trying to maximize the amount of damage we could do. I don't really want to get targeted too much if I can avoid it. What has he got? Medium lasers, LRM5. Oh, you know what? He's actually more of a close quarters fellow. Yeah, you know, let's let him come to us. I think this will be as good as it can be. Yeah.
Holding for tactical advantage.
There's minimal... yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a... it could go either way.
Fire.
It was a 50-50 there. We could have taken a bit more damage. We do have fairly minimal armor in a few places, but it seems
Commander.
that the gamble paid off. Let's bring... Rannick's stuck in the wrong spot, which is unfortunate. If we sprint, we can get line of sight on him for next turn. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and move forwards. Yeah, let's move forwards.
Move into position.
And then let's go with a sensor lock. Make it a little bit harder for him to be able to shoot us. Actually, it could always just focus with the LRMs. You know what? That's fine. Let's just fire the LRMs.
Attacking from position.
Our primary target is taking damage.
Alright, he's not going to feel too good after that. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and see what we can do. More LRMs will be just what we can. I think we'll go...
Good to go.
actually, with that enforcer, we might even... oh, yeah, okay. Let's go with a precision strike here if we can as well. Kick him down the initiative order. That'll be fantastic. You know what? I think there's no point in... maybe we aim for a leg? Yeah, sure. We'll aim for a leg. Why not? Chuck on a large laser. That'll be fine.
Target confirmed.
Oh, was that center torso we hit? That took off a huge amount of armor. Yep, that's what we got.
Orders.
Alright, well then I guess we'll just move on up and
Confirmed.
follow up some shots here. This will be fun. Let's add on in that LRM-15.
Locked on target.
Yeah, we're doing structural damage. This thing's not going to be too long for this world.
Orders.
Could move forwards, do all of that. Could also just jump a little bit. No, I don't think we will. Let's move. Let's get as close as we can.
Coordinates confirmed.
And then we'll fire off our medium lasers. That should be sufficient. It'll keep us where we're at. And then we can jump down on the next turn and get that extra damage boost. His initiative is so far low that we'll just be able to finish this quite
Good to go.
comfortably. Alright, everything on the board, please and thank you. Take your shot.
Targeting. Health thrust.
Alright, left arm down, jump jets
Reporting.
down.
Critical hit. I'm out of long-range missiles.
Alright, and Rannick. What have we got here? 85s?
On my way.
Just in case he was thinking he had any chance, he better eject sooner than later. Oh. Okay, center torso down.
That one's gone.
Alright, well, all targets eliminated. Sit tight and I can collect you from where you are right now.
Mission successful.
Alright then, that was a good one. Took a little bit more damage than I would prefer, but at the same time too, fairly nominal considering. I'm not sure what we're going to get as far as salvage is concerned. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But you know what? We got paid, and that is the main thing. Cheese Goblin, no kills. That said though, you took a lot of fire for us, so it's not the be all and end all. No surprises that that javelin did take some damage there. It hasn't got a huge amount of armor and it did get shot by a PPC, so no real surprises on that front. No injuries at least, everybody's feeling a little bit better. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so first things first, let's go ahead and collect heaviest tonnage first. I guess the assassin should be fine. We could finish a mech, so we'll go ahead and pick up the Panther. Again, some good salvage around, but again, I think we're taking the best stuff. Alright, we also got another part of a javelin, that's fine. Medium lasers, MG, small laser heatsink. Yeah, still not too shabby. That does give us a full mech though, so that is rather nice. We could possibly build up a Panther over the what was it? The Spider. That's right. We had the Spider in the shop earlier, so we could happily go ahead and bring that into storage and maybe even sell that thing off. It's only got a small laser. I do believe it has some modifications, so we might even try and re-equip that into the Phoenix Hawk. But right now, I think we're fairly happy. So, yeah, there's a Panther. Let's go ahead and drop off the Spider. I think that thing's a bit of a... I don't think it's half as good as the Commando, so we'll go ahead and send that to storage. And that'll do nicely. Alright then, what else can we do? Well, we should probably go ahead and talk to our MechWarriors. Let's invest in some of the skills. Could go for some recall penalty on Cheese Goblin, but I think we'll focus in on some of these, like either the Ace Pilot or Breaching Shot.
Commander?
Fimble. Yeah, no, we're just a little bit short there.
What do you need?
Ranek, again, I think this Master Tactician would be particularly good for you. Make things happen a little bit quicker.
Yes, Commander.
And then... Tank. Could go for some better percentage shots to hit. It's honestly not a terrible plan. Anything that gives us better chances isn't too bad at all. Let's see. I wouldn't mind waiting for maybe something in... You know what? No. Percentages, if we can increase the amount that AC 20, UAC 10 was actually hitting with, I think that's actually not a bad plan. Let's go ahead and confirm that.
Confirmed, Commander.
That'll do nicely. And I think that should be about it. We do need to go ahead and heal up a mech or two. No surprises there. It is our Javelin. That should take us, what, a day? Yeah, no big deal there. And then as far as our Panther is concerned, let's go ahead and have a bit of a look at a refit. Probably do want a PPC on this thing. That normally is a pretty good call, but we do not have one. Let's check the store. There is... What have we got? AC5, AC10s, LRMs, PPC. There we go. Okay, we could buy one of those. I think that's a good plan.
New weapon systems available.
And then we also have a couple of really nice small lasers. Extra accuracy, extra damage. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I can't say no to those.
New weapon systems available.
They may be going on the on that Phoenix Hawk sooner than later. And then is there anything else that we really desire? Some of these melee damage mods are fun, but again, they take tonnage that we don't really have to spare. The gyro could be particularly nice. Increase our melee to hit. Again, could also be good for the Phoenix Hawk, just so we do cool down and make it more likely that we can hit our target, so it's less of a wasted turn. Let's see, DFA damage, but again, we're not really doing that right now. Again, our mechs are a little weak. Do have another TTS for extra energy. Accuracy, that could be particularly nice. Maybe even for the Panther and just make it a long-distance sniping machine. Then we've got one for missiles as well. Yeah, there's some good stuff lying around here if we want it. Oh man, that's quite a choice. I don't know whether we want it or not. There's a few things that are good. Let's see. We've got a decent amount of money, but it's not terrible. It could be better and it could be worse. Actually, you know what we could do? We could sell. Yeah, we've got an old commando, an old javelin, and an old spider we could now sell off. That'd get us a decent amount of money. Yeah, and we could also probably go ahead and sell off... What have we got? Quantity. Jump jets. Small ones. Yeah, we could sell a few of those. Let's see. How many have we got? We don't really need more than 10. Even that's fairly over the top. Let's cut that down to 5. Sell 34 of them. We'll make 100 grand. Yeah. You know what? I think that's a good way of doing things. Alright, that should be good enough for now. Alright, let's throw the PPC on there. Heat efficiency is... Yeah, Alpha Strike brings us up to 5 heat. Let's chuck on a heat sink or 2. Could also chuck on some SRMs potentially. Let's see, what have we got? SRM 4. We could chuck in a ton of ammo. We could also... Oh, you know what? We should probably boost up its survivability again. We want that PPC up and running. It is our primary weapon. Oh, actually, that works out well as far as tonnage is concerned. Yeah, SRMs, ammo, PPC, and then... What do we need? Heat efficiency is technically, what? 7 under what I would want it to be, but that's only if we're firing the SRM4 at the same time. And that's 8 heat. You know, realistically, that's actually not a big issue at all. And then we've still got 2 more tons left. Maybe we just throw on some medium lasers just for when things get close. We wouldn't be firing the PPC if we're at point blank range, so that's an extra 35 heat off. Yeah, that'll cool us down. We can fire the SRMs and the medium lasers for anything that gets close, but we can still do some decent damage at distance. Yeah, you know, I think that's a fairly sensible build. Nothing too crazy. Couple of heat sinks. Yeah, I like the look of that. Let's go ahead and confirm that for now. We can always tweak it later, but again, I do like the PPC as it does impact the ability for others to target you and whatnot. But either way, I think since that went particularly well, we might come back with a contested will in the next one. Either that or I'll find a place for us to fly to. I'm not really sure which one we'll do, but I'm feeling like we're doing all right, and some better salvage and some more money wouldn't go astray. So if you do want to see that and you want to join in on the action, be sure to leave a character submission in the comment section down below. All that we need is a first and last name as well as a call sign, and we can hire you on in if there is room available on the Argo. But if not, just feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan signing out.